Listen, if you're a pre-med student pursuing a medical career and you're gonna apply to med school, everyone's a PCA, everyone's an EMT, everyone volunteers. You have to do something that's different. Today, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do that. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Bruna, a BSMD student at the University of Cincinnati, and I'm currently doing the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellows Program, also known as the SURF program. Overall, what's the SURF program? Again, it's the Summer Undergraduate Research Fellowship Program. It's highly competitive. This year, they had an acceptance rate of 15% from kids around the country. It's a 9-week research program for undergraduate students interested in science, research, and medicine. This program includes hands-on research, mentorship, and weekly seminars in areas like immunology, neurology. So my lab focuses on orthopedic research for the most part. I'm working a lot with muscle cells and doing hands-on wet lab activities like cell culture, plating cells, splitting cells, anything related to cells. I would say that daily activities include prepping samples, running experiments, analyzing data, and having frequent meetings with my lab mentor. Research is a lot about feedback. I've had the chance to grow close with my mentor because of the amount of time we are spending together running experiments, because of my frequent questions I ask him, and I've really enjoyed that, and I've learned so much. Some of the skills that I've learned, and I'm not just talking about basic skills that people just talk about with no background, like some solid skills I've learned include, of course, laboratory techniques, pipetting, being precise and accurate with your measurements, critical thinking. When you don't have enough cells, what are you gonna do? You need those cells, but you don't have enough. You have to be able to improvise with what you have. How to read research papers. Pursuing medicine and not knowing how to read a research paper, I don't think that's possible. The first time I laid my eyes on a research paper, I didn't even know where to start. There's so many sections, you don't know where to look for what. And I've probably read around 10 research papers by now just for this lab. It's been really helpful for research and for my classes as well. And one more skill that I've really developed is presenting data in a scientific way, communicating scientifically. Delivering a presentation in class versus delivering a scientific presentation to your lab team are like two different things. You need two different communication styles. Being a student here at the University of Cincinnati kind of allows me to weave myself into the hospitals a little bit easier than someone coming from a different state or a different school. So what is it really like being in a research environment? The environment is collaborative and inspiring, but it's also very intense. Everyone knows that we have to do what we have to do. We're at the cornerstone of pediatric research. We can't just be wasting time. We get straight to it. My start time is anywhere from 7 to 9 a.m. Depending on your mentor, they tend to be pretty flexible with that. You start between 7 and 9 a.m. and then it's a 9 to 5, for example. So start at 9, leave at 5, as long as you're here for 8 hours. At first, for me, that 9 to 5 schedule was very tiring. It was my first experience kind of having this full-time job, but I did get used to it, especially when you're so busy. I find that my most productive and enjoyable days are the ones where I'm doing a lot. In terms of the hospital campus and the area surrounding it, this hospital is huge. And I still find new entrances, new exits. They have very cute social events like coffee trucks, food trucks outside. They give us gifts sometimes, and that's just the hospital events. The SURF events include lectures for example, immunology, data and computational neuroscience, neurology, whether an MD or an MD PhD might be best for you. They have a lot of resources overall. Something else about the layout of the hospital, at least here, the research buildings are very distinctly separated from the clinical setting and where the actual patients are. They strategically place certain research resources hidden in the back. It's just so that patients don't accidentally stumble into like a research procedure. One of the most surprising things to me was how much responsibility I got within like the first month of me being there. At first, it was really hard. It was challenging. I didn't understand what was going on. I'm a big picture person. I need to know like the ultimate goal to understand the steps under. So research was difficult for me in the sense that you're working from cells up. Like you plate cells, you wait for them to produce something, and then you go up from there. So it's really difficult just to picture what was going on. After I started to understand what was going on, I started doing procedures on my own. And these aren't big procedures. It's just plating and splitting cells. Ultimately, I'm in charge of the cells that will give us results to be published in a research paper. So there's a lot of responsibility, but there's also a lot of support and backup from my mentors. I'd have to say that my best lesson from the lab, and something that if you're going into research, you should avoid. If you're gonna do something, do it well and all the way through the first time. Because you might think it's not that big of a deal if you're like 10 microliters off, or you don't exactly place everything that you need into a specific tube or into a PCR. Like, that's literally gonna take hours to fix. Okay, so why this experience matters is different to everyone. First of all, the rank of the hospital is great, but the greater thing within the hospital is the experience and the mentorship of these fantastic healthcare professionals. And getting recommendation letters from these professionals is also something to keep an eye out for. Once you start to build a relationship with these fantastic researchers, these fantastic surgeons, doctors, and start learning from them, you have their support in your future endeavors, which is something that every pre-med can definitely benefit from. I'd also say that being here has improved my confidence. I'm more confident in my path to medicine. I'm more confident of what I do enjoy and do not enjoy. The only way to figure out what specialties you enjoy, what activities you enjoy, is to try everything, and if you like it, you like it. It also has helped me build skills that stay with me forever, and no one can take that away. Okay, now the part everyone has been waiting for. What is my advice to getting research as a pre-med? First of all, for research, the earlier you get it, the better it is. I'll tell you why, and I'm gonna get into how you can get these opportunities in a second, but I just wanna say, research is one of those things, it's a skill like any other. It takes time for you to build that. If you start, for example, in your freshman year of college and you keep doing it until the end, by that time, you might have a paper or two published. A paper or two published as an undergrad is extremely impressive. If you choose to continue to do research in that lab through med school, if your school has a med school attached to it, that prepares you so well for applying to residency after. Because med schools encourage you to publish way more papers, but then med school requires a lot more of you. So having a lab that you already have a good reputation in and they trust you, that enables you to do more. That already sets you up for success, even in med school. All of that eventually sets you up to get into a residency you want. So that's my first tip. Start as early as possible. Even freshman year, even high school. There are high schoolers in my program. SURF actually does accept high school students. It's a way smaller cohort of people. I think we have like 5 or 6 high schoolers right now, but you can do it. If you're interested in research, you can apply as a senior in high school. If not, if you want to wait, start freshman year or maybe even sophomore year. But early is best. There are 2 ways you can go about this. The hard way and the easier way. You can cold email professors at different universities or at the university that you want to attend. Most universities have a research page where they showcase their research projects, what professors are running that project. You're going to cold email, meaning that you're just going to email these professors. You don't have to know them, or these researchers, with a respectful and strong pitch, telling them why you're interested in the research, whatever you think might convince them to take a student into their lab. And let me know if you want a video on how to write these cold emails and how to go about them, because it's a process. The second easier way is for you to look for research programs like SURF within hospitals. SURF is actually provided in various hospitals around the United States. University of Miami in Florida, they have SURF. Mayo Clinic, they have SURF. University of Cincinnati. And try to go for something where they have a specialty that you want to get into. That's very helpful to already start in a specialty you're interested in. SURF is not the only research program available, but make sure that whatever program you're looking into allows for hands-on experience and has opportunities in the hospital. I've heard of opportunities with like doing research online at your house, and I don't see how that would be as beneficial as working directly in the hospital or in a research lab. So look for in-person places, I would say. Once you get to the interview step, or once the professor or researcher you emailed replies, show curiosity. Tell them that you are a learner. Ask to learn. Ask questions. Read about their research before you get there so that you can point out, it's like, oh, I did see that you did research in this, which I'm very interested about. So tell me about it. But whatever you mention, make sure you know it very well, because they're obviously the ones that wrote that paper. One last note, I am building a Premed toolkit that will include templates for research emails, how to look for research opportunities, and etc. Anything a pre-med could need. It's a work in progress, but stay tuned to my next videos until that's out. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps me a lot and it allows me to continue making these videos for you guys. I post frequently about my pre-med BSMD journey. Let me know in the comments any questions you might have or any video suggestions in the future. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you in my next video.